I've never seen Bernie Sanders is upset. How's everyone doing? My name is Celso Garcia, and I'm coming to you live from New York City. I've never seen Bernie Sanders this upset, right? All these years watching him, following him, following the things he does and the things he says. I've never seen Bernie Sanders this upset, right? With the way the status quo is going, the way Congress people are behaving, the way President Trump is behaving. He came all out and is like disgusted with Democrats and some pointed questions. And he just
Can
came
I
out.
ask you a question about Democratic Socialist candidates? Do you think Americans are too comfortable with them? Like, are you worried they're a liability for the elections?
They try to ask him if Democratic Socialists are a liability. The Democrats and if Democrats should abandon like Bernie Sanders.
Where are you from? With
And
Fox
he just
Business.
lost it.
Are you concerned they might be a liability, sir?
Concern now is how we gonna nominate a CDC guy.
Sir, can you just follow up quickly?
Sure. All right, let me tell you something. The American people are on top. Elon Musk owns more wealth than the bottom half of American society. They're tired of a situation where 60% of our people live paycheck to paycheck, where our kids are likely to have a lower standard of living than they do, while the very richest people in America are getting richer. They are tired of a corrupt political system in which billionaires buy elections. They want change. They want candidates, excuse me, they want candidates and members of Congress who have the guts to stand up for working families and not simply take big checks and have super PACs elect the next senators and members of Congress.
But why do you think Americans are flocking to these
Thank you.
candidates? I mean, are they a liability for November?
No, I think if you have candidates who are standing up for the working class and explaining.
Yeah. So the whole point is that if you have candidates that are standing up for the working class, you won't have a problem, Republican or Democrat. If you stand up for the working people, the people that would live paycheck to paycheck, the people that are putting their hard work and labor every day working for a living, if you invest in them, they will support you because everyone always pays lip service. Donald Trump said he was going to help the working people. He never helped them. A lot of politicians promise so much, and in the end of the day, they don't help working people. And so I understand Bernie Sanders' frustration. The frustration of a lot of Democrats. It's the frustration of a lot of regular people, not just Democrats, Republicans, working people overall. People are frustrated.
That there is something wrong. The class is getting richer and richer while so many Americans can't afford groceries, they can't afford housing, they can't afford health care. That's not the kind of economy the American people want. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Senator.
Yeah, when people are losing their health care, people are not able to afford everyday living, and the politicians are getting paid by the corporations, living good lives, living large in both parties, living large. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. They're not struggling. They're watching everyone else struggle, and they laugh and think that they work harder than anyone else. But just because you have a title doesn't mean that you work harder than the working people, right? doesn't mean you work harder than regular everyday Americans, right? And AOC brought the heat today. I mean, when she gave her speech, the great congresswoman from the Bronx, AOC, brought the heat in Michigan, grateful to have a voice, vision, and support. This movement is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Dr. Abdullah Sayed, this was AOC giving the speech for Dr. Abdullah Sayed in Michigan. Let's listen to what she has to say, right? She brought the heat.
Win a Senate majority, but win a Senate majority that means something new for us, that does something new for us. If we want to pass the legislation that we need, and if we want to build a coalition big enough to actually
So we need politicians that are going to stand up for the regular working people, not just the ones that make the most money or stand up for the corporations.
Abdul El Sayed to the United States Senate. Abdul is a man of integrity and discipline. Make no mistake about it. He is a man of faith, a man devoted to his family and to his beautiful daughters. Abdul is a good man. It is why he earned the endorsement of the UAW, an institution that knows Michigan workers. Because the UAW looked at all the candidates in this race and chose him because they have fought
And what they're doing, spending $50 to
alongside
one,
him, and they know
spending $50 to one against him, pumping so much money into the race. And the thing about Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is that she doesn't endorse anyone.
they know him. Send Abdul to the Senate and take back that House majority and fight like hell for the Senate in November. And when we give Mike Rogers the boot for one last time, and we tell Republicans that your money's no good here, and we make them answer for $1 trillion in cuts to our health care, to our Medicare, to our Medicaid,
Trying to take away people's health care.
to our
Off.
ACA. We tell them that the answer to them cutting our health care is Michigan sending a public health official to the United States Senate. And we're going to do it by standing with every worker in this union, fighting for a fair contract. We're going to do it making sure no child in Michigan ever drinks poisoned water ever again.
Yeah, there was a big Flint scandal where the water was poisoned and there was lead in the water that was polluted, and a lot of people got sick, and everyone refused to fix it. And it was caused by the greed of deals that they made to make more money. So people could get upset at me, but not only Michigan, but a lot of other places are having serious consideration for who they elect. Um, So supposedly, if the Democratic nomination, if the Democratic nomination took place today for president, if the nomination took place today for president, guess who's leading charge? Guess who's leading the charge? We got AOC leading the charge against all the other candidates. July 2026, AOC is polling at 22%. Pete Buttigieg, 21%. Mark Kelly, 9%. Gavin Newsom, 8%. Bernie Sanders, 6%. Kamala Harris, 5%. But guess who they want to send up there? Kamala Harris, right? Or Gavin Newsom, which are very unpopular, and their popularity has shrunk. They hit a height of 19% or 20%, 3%, and Gavin Newsom, October 2025, hit 15%. Bernie Sanders hit 8%. Kamala Harris hit 11%. And now people have gotten cold towards her. So AOC is leading the charge for presidential contenders. Is that okay with you? What do you think about AOC being a top presidential contender? What it is that the anti-war platform helps, right? People are sick and tired of war. People are sick and tired of the people that stick with the establishment and are not willing to stand up for the American people.
59% support the DSA. A majority support socialism. It's unthinkable when you think of what happens in Venezuela, Cuba.
So 59% agree with democratic socialist ideals and stances. 59% of
China
Americans.
beyond.
Where's Kamala Harris?
She's got 5%. Now,
there
keep
she
in
is.
mind, this is New Hampshire.
It is New Hampshire.
And
This is the New Hampshire poll, which is
this is the Democratic Party felt this should not be the first primary because there's too many white people.
a New Hampshire poll.
So that's why they said we're going to make South Carolina more of a weather vane. And Joe Biden pushed to make the first primary because he got crushed in New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to make the first primary South Carolina, where he turned it around because James.
So that's a New Hampshire poll. All right, which is like the second state or now, but it's been an indicator that no one that has lost New Hampshire has won the presidential nomination, right? So that's just a statistic. That's just a reality of politics, right? The statistics of our politics, right? And so this is the Republicans also melting down, right? The Republicans are also melting down. They don't want to see
Democrat senator from New York that Mondale.
they're so scared of AOC and they'll go around taking
I
power.
think she'll run for president. I don't think she will run for Senate, but I'm going to make a prediction for you, Sean. My prediction is Comrade Mondami will be the next Democrat senator
Wait up,
from New
you're
York,
calling
that
him
Mondami
comrade?
will replace Schumer. I think Mondami is the single most powerful Democrat
You're a democratic socialist?
in the country. And I got to say, by the way, there are some Republicans that are celebrating. This is great. Our opponents are crazy. That's going to help us. I want to say for the record, I'm not celebrating. I think this is bad for the country. I think this is unhealthy. I want to see two normal parties that are not filled with crazy people who can actually do something reasonable and who actually love the country. Okay, if a Democrat likes some higher taxes and higher regulations, I don't like that.
That's Ted Cruz is normal. He's a normal politician.
But could we start with the premise that you love America? I think she'll run for.
You know, he's bananas, right? Ted Cruz is bananas. He's trying to predict and make political predictions. When he ran for president, he got like 1% of the vote. He doesn't even have no type of traction, no type of movement, no type of following, very little following. He barely won his election, but we should listen to him, right? The person that bends the knee to Donald Trump and does whatever Donald Trump wants, right? We should bend the knee to him. Impossible, right? Impossible. We're not gonna bend the knee to him, out of all people, right? The one that spoke so badly of Trump and said Trump will never be president, now wants to give us political advice, right? Now wants to give us. And then we have people like this is what they argue all day, that democratic socialism is bad, while they cave to corporate interests and to the rich, and whatever we say is wrong and bad.
My statement on that. I support universal health care, right? I support a strong state social safety net. And there may be conservatives that disagree or agree with some of those things. I think the only way to accomplish those, and history has proven this, is through capitalism and the free market system
There they go.
and the prosperity that it creates. And you do look.
So how would you stop the surge that we're seeing? As we listed out, I know you're aware, most of us are at this point, that several
You should be willing to work with the people that
incumbents
want to
in your
work with
party
you.
have been unseated by people who are endorsed
Good. Unseat them
by
all.
the DSA, or say they are members of the DSA.
They don't
or
do
openly
their
say
job.
They are
Unseat them.
socialists.
They don't do their job. Unseat them.
Well, I think you need to talk about how socialism has failed. And I think, you know, when you're talking to Democrats, and I'm a proud Democrat, and you read part of my statement on that, I support universal health care, right? I support a strong state social safety net.
Supposedly.
And there may be conservatives that disagree or agree with some of those things. I
It's like,
think the only way to accomplish those,
do
and
you
history has
think
proven
that
this, is through capitalism and the free market system.
by being a Republican in name, being a Republican is gonna help you? Is it gonna help you? Stop it. Stop it. Democrats gotta wake up and oppose Trump and not be acting like they're against Trump and then doing everything that Trump is doing. Being anti-worker, anti freedom of speech, stand up for something. If not, you're going to be voted out. You should be voted out if you betray the people and you're not on the people's side. You should be voted out, guaranteed. That's just my take. Vote this guy out.
and the prosperity that it creates. And you do look
So how would you stop the surge that we're seeing? As we listed out, I know you're aware, most of us are at this point, that several incumbents in your party have been unseated by people who are endorsed by the DSA, or say they are members of the DSA, or openly say they are socialists.
So why worry about competing?
Well, I think you need to talk
Why
about
not
how
calling them
socialism has failed.
allies
And I
and
think,
working
when you're
with them?
talking to Democrats, and I'm a proud Democrat, and
Are you?
you read part of my statement on that, I
So,
support universal.
so you rather work with Trump, work with conservatives, instead of working people with your in your own party that want to push for a better life for the people that live in your state and in every state. Is that a problem with you? You don't want people be living comfortable lives other than yourself? The answer is more capitalism, right? More capitalism. That's gonna solve the problem. Come on, people. Hit the like, hit the subscribe channel. I appreciate you all. Hit the like and subscribe channel on whatever platform you're watching me at. This will support my channel. Thank you so much for supporting me. Um, thank you so much for supporting me. Also share the video, share the likes. It'll help expand the people watching. I appreciate you all. Um, we got to get these people out of office, man. They just pretty much don't are not hiding their true colors now. They're no longer hiding their true colors. Now, at this point, they're just showing what how they feel. They're not hiding it anymore. This is what they do, and they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your paycheck. They don't care if you survive or you can't survive or you will survive or anything like that. To them, that's not their problem. Their problem is making it easier for the corporations and the super rich to get richer and allowing those people that oppose or try to put their own money in jeopardy or their family's money in jeopardy, put them in trouble because they don't like people that are going to stand up to the greed, to the gluttony, to the all unadulterated hungriness for money and not caring about regular people if they're able to live um good lives. They don't care about that anymore, right? That's not their goal. They don't want to show,
Healthcare, right?
they don't care about the common good anymore, right? They can't hide it anymore. They blatant disregard for everyday people. They can't hide it anymore, right? So there they go again. There they go again, attacking a different philosophy, attacking different point of views, not willing to try new things. Maybe it'll benefit the country. Maybe it'll benefit working people, a different system, right?
2028.
They find it funny.
Let's say all these predictions
They
about
find it funny.
AOC getting the nomination are correct, and let's say it's Rubio or Vance up on stage. How do you see that going down? Do you actually see a debate happening? I have my doubts.
Let me tell you something. Can you imagine Marco Rubio, son of like Cuban immigrants who escaped actual socialism, like risked their lives, you know, up there debating AOC? And listen, I love bartenders. My family actually owns the bar. There's not bartenders work their asses off, but she's not a good representative of bartenders, right? Against like a really silly, ignorant bartender.
How is that insulting calling her a bartender? He's a working person. He has a college degree in political science. He graduated Boston University. He's been a congressperson for how many years already? 8 years? And you're not giving her no respect. You're just trying to call her sexist, misogynist names and degrading her as you're above her because you come out on TV and you didn't come from a working class background, right? So anyone that comes from a working class background is considered inferior in people like this book, right? Everyone else is inferior. They're superior. They know everything and know more about everything, right?
Trying to argue the merits of socialism against a guy like Rubio or a guy like Vance.
Who says Rubio is even qualified? Or JD Vance is even qualified? They're the biggest, pardon my language, idiots politically. They don't know much about politics. They screw up so much. Wouldn't trust them with the country. Just like Donald Trump. I don't know how you trust him with the country. It's like disaster waiting to happen. Disaster after disaster waiting to happen. And so I would trust her a lot more than I would trust these people that are talking.
Who's got an IQ probably 40 points higher than her. I don't see it ending well. I'm not. But the thing is, like, what I'm worried about is
Who cares about IQ? According to you, you tested everyone. Just because she speaks like a woman, walks like a woman, um, is a Latina, is a democratic socialist, you just put her into a box, identity box, where she's not supposed to be doing better than you or doing more than you. You want to keep her in the place of waiting tables. You want to keep her oppressed and down. How dare her think that she's not equal? And it's sad to see this on Fox News.
initial question. I'm not sure people care who believe this stuff, Laura. I think they've been indoctrinated for so long. Socialism's a bumper sticker on a jalopy. They don't look at the car. They're just reading the bumper sticker. The car is one of those Soviet Ladas where you started it up on the parking lot and it exploded. As long as they...
Wow, doesn't make sense. They just going off on tangents without giving it a chance. How do you know it explodes if it hasn't been tested in America? And the times it has been tested, it has been successful. Look at the fire department. Look at the police department. Look at the roads that you drive on. Look at the trains, the public transportation that you take. Look at so many things that work for the people better than other things that work against the people, like the greedy owners of corporations that all they think about is how much money they can make out of every deal Just like Donald Trump just thinks about how much money he can make off every deal. That's just a reality. Everyone hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button. I don't want to listen to this knucklehead and no respect for civilization and for life. Everyone, make up your mind. We need change real bad. We need change across the board. The only way we can get change is if we become part of that change. These are not the future right here. AOC, Bernie Sanders, or Armandani, that's the future of this country, right? That's what's going to improve the country, not the people that just think about living the good life, living large, and letting every other American rot away. Nope, that's not how it should be. That's not how it should work. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the follow button. I'll see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you. Take care. Bye bye.